Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm Yugandra, and this is an original podcast from BrainAura. Thank you all for joining us today. In our last episode, we talked about the team behind BrainAura, the programs we offer, and the people we speak with through our services. Today, we'll focus on our services that are exclusive to the student community. And to have this interesting conversation, I welcome to the show Aparajita, the co-founder and the director of BrainAura. Hi Aparajita, it's so good to have you back. And how are things with you?
Hi, Ugandra. Things are great with me. Thank you for asking.
Awesome.
I'm glad to be back, and I really can't wait any longer to roll around in our student services. And I
That
really hope this episode is going to be helpful for the students.
definitely. I am positive that it is going to be helpful for them. Thanks for joining me today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, as you know, today's episode will be all about our student services, right? So,
Yeah.
why don't you walk us quickly through the kind of programs we provide for the global students in different levels of academia? Because I think that would be a great place to kick things off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. So we have four types of services for the students. So they are skill development training program. We
Okay.
provide complete research support services.
Mm-hmm.
We have another program called Destination PhD program,
Mm-hmm.
and we have career mentoring services for students.
Okay. Well, that was interesting, and thanks for the quick overview. Now let's dive into our student services a bit. You ready?
Sure,
Awesome.
sure.
Yeah. One of our core ideas in BrainAura is to help people launch and uplift their careers across the spectrum because we believe
Mhm.
in bridging the jarring gap between the academia and the industry requirement. And I think that's exactly where our skill development program comes in. I would love to hear your perspective on this program.
Sure. So we have kind of identified three major categories of skills that is required for students, not just when they are in the universities, but throughout their career.
Yeah.
So first one is what we call scientific skills, right?
Yes.
So when you are enrolled for a particular course, you are trained to gain in-depth knowledge in that particular subject. But in today's world, the pace at which the new development is happening in the field of science and technology, and the way this interdisciplinary research is happening, it's not just enough to stay focused on your course curriculum.
Yeah.
It's far more essential right now to be aware and stay updated about things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, under our scientific skill development training program, we train students in practical experimental aspects of different advanced technical topics such as quantum technology, bioinformatics, informatics, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And we also train them in research methodology, statistical analysis, which they do not necessarily learn during their course, but they actually need it if they are pursuing a research career.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Right. So that's our scientific skill development stuff that we do. The
Okay.
next important skill for students is what we believe is the communication skill.
Yeah, you're right.
So, yeah, so if you're a student who is willing to pursue research as a career or join industry, we all
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge the importance of communication in our career.
Okay.
And in the field of research, it's far more, uh, it's of paramount importance to be able to communicate your work through technical write-ups or publications. So we train students to develop their presentation skills, their
Mm-hmm.
technical writing skills, their language skills, proposals and grant writing skills.
Okay.
So they will be better prepared for for whatever career path they choose in the later phase.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
And the last one is something that we call entrepreneurial skills. So if you're a student who's looking to start your own business at some point of your life, you need to acquire certain skills or gain knowledge about how to safeguard your work, how to safeguard your innovation, how to run your innovation successfully,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So we train our students in things like project management, entrepreneurship in general, intellectual property rights, and we provide all other kind of support like leadership, mentorship, which they might need. So I think it's very helpful, especially if you're going to be a tech startup, although it's applicable to all.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, so those are the basic important skills that are important. I mean that's required for students to acquire, and we provide training in those.
Okay, okay. I mean, like you said, you have identified, the most important areas for any student to transition from the education system to the actual industry work. So these are some of the areas where they need to be trained, but they are also often overlooked, right? So
Yes,
it's really
absolutely.
it's really amazing that we provide exclusive training on these specific set of skills. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for, talking about this and explaining what this skill development program covers, right? So moving on, you also mentioned that we have research guidance as a service, right? So can you please
Yes.
elaborate a bit on that? I mean, what kind of support is included in the research guidance, and how exactly do they benefit our clients?
Sure.
Thank you.
So through our research guidance or research support services, we provide any sort of help the students might need in their research path. So it starts right from helping them to choose the right research project. Many students who come to us have multiple research interests, and they're not sure which project to choose. And the
Right.
research projects, once you start, usually
Okay.
last for more than a couple of years, and one can easily get bored or stressed out with the overwhelming pressure if they are not passionate enough about the subject or the outcome of their project, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, one gets has to get lucky to complete it in 2 years, I would say. So you're right
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
which usually doesn't happen, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So that's why it's very important that you choose what you like.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we step in.
Okay.
Our experts sit down with our clients and analyze their scientific or technical inclination, understand the technical skills that they have already acquired, and how they match with the proposed projects or how they feel a connect to the impact factor of the project.
Okay.
And then we help them to decide the right one, as well as support them with writing the project proposals or any other need that might come up in the process. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And apart from that, if
Mm-hmm.
one is a PhD student or if you're doing your postdoc, it will take almost 4 to 5 years to complete it, as we said in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
And during this entire phase, you generate lots of data. So we provide support to analyze this data and to make sure that your research is progressing in the right direction. We
Okay.
also believe that one can be a very good researcher, but it's not necessary that they're equally good in technical writing or in the language part, which is very essential to be able to communicate your research work in form of thesis or through journal publications, which I was mentioning in the communication skills segment.
Yes, yes, you were. Yeah.
Yeah, so we also provide support by
Mm-hmm.
technically improving their manuscripts, responding to the comments from the reviewers, which is,
Okay.
usually after we work on a project,
Okay.
and also by reducing the plagiarism or any other specific assistance they require. So that's the
Okay.
whole, lot of services that we offer in this particular category, which we call research support services.
Okay. That surely sounds, one of the most comprehensive of supports, or it's just very wholesome, right? It starts
Yeah.
right in it. I mean, we offer help to researchers right when they're about to choose a project, and we go until the very end.
Yes.
So that's really
Yes, right.
amazing. And, I think it's safe to assume that we receive a ton of papers given the sheer
Mm-hmm.
volume of the project students engage in, right? Do we
Yes.
have some sort of an evaluation system in place to kind of sieve through these incoming projects? Also, can you tell us about how we protect our consumers' research work and also their privacy?
This is a brilliant question, and thanks for asking this one. Many people are confused about it, and I would really love to clarify this here.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have a very stringent evaluation process at place. When
Okay.
we care a project, we first ask for some sort of write-ups from the clients or
Okay.
the data they have generated through the process during their entire research process. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
so the intention is to make sure that this is the authentic work done by the client, and we also run a quick plagiarism check as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So after the initial screening, once we are convinced about the authenticity of the work, then only we'll take up the project.
Okay.
So if you have not done your work all by yourself, or if you're not planning to do your work, please don't come to us.
Okay.
So
Fair warning.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we totally understand the later part of your question. Everyone will be apprehensive about sharing their data with us or any other third party.
Yes.
So
Yes.
therefore, we signed the non-disclosure agreement, which is a legal
Mm-hmm.
document which ensures that your work is safe with us. So
Okay.
guys, you don't need to worry about that.
That's great. I mean, like you said, it's an increasing concern these days, right? So it really helps to
Yes.
clear up things for our customers. And about, I mean, what you said about the authenticity, I personally think that is really important because we offer this service and we really want people who put the
Mm-hmm.
efforts behind it to just go to places,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. We don't want to start a very unethical practice. We just want to help people. We don't want to send them in a wrong path or wrong
Exactly.
direction.
Yeah, and that sounds about like the right motivation, to for this entire program. So thank you so much for answering that question. Now we have something called the Destination PhD program, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Can you tell our listeners about this program? As in, where do we fit in the PhD aspirants' journey, right? I mean, how does our service compare with the regular procedure that the aspirants must
Mm-hmm.
go through to sign up for a good university around the world? So, I mean, how exactly do we help them out here?
Yes, of course. So through our Destination PhD program, we help students to find the right PhD projects in their dream university.
Yeah.
I must tell you, the process might seem easy from outside, but it's actually
Hmm.
not.
Yes.
One need to
Agreed.
start really early
Yeah.
if they have to get themselves enrolled in top universities. There's a
Hmm.
lot of competition around, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on top of that, you need to acquire various skills in your research area to compete with other applicants.
Hmm.
You need to get in touch and select the right supervisor. You need to write a compelling a statement of purpose,
Hmm.
that why you are the right fit, and you also need to have an impressive CV.
Yes.
Besides, various universities have different requirements, different available scholarships, and they have different application deadlines. Some university starts in September, some university starts in January, and some university takes students all around the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so it's
Yeah.
it's it's very easy for students to get confused or overwhelmed, not knowing where to start.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why we have representatives from top-notch universities across the globe who could
Hmm.
ease this process with their expert advice and support. So they could guide you in the preparation of exams like GRE or any language tests, etc., if required by the chosen university.
Mm-hmm.
And they will assist you in the process of finding the right professor. They will help you in getting in touch with the professor who is willing to hire PhD students. They will let you know about the application deadlines, scholarship deadlines, which is usually different from the applications deadline. And they will help you in writing your SOP. They will help you in correcting your CVs. So it's a range of services that we offer in this section,
Mm-hmm.
which which is the process of finding the right PhD. And for the best results, I would advise our students to join our career mentoring program in conjunction with this destination PhD program.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, our next subject is going to be career mentoring um, service, and I hope the students would get to know more about it then. But you're absolutely right. I mean, finding the right PhD program is not just one thing, right? It's so
Yeah.
many things combined together. Like you said, people have to enroll early on. There is SOP, there
Mm-hmm.
is research of the universities, and it's not just one country, one rule. There are just so many things, and
Yes.
yeah. So I mean, this is such an interesting program, and I just want to delve into it a bit more. And I can only say that I've been there myself, and honestly, I have felt lost more than once. It can easily
Mm-hmm.
be overwhelming for anyone without proper guidance and the necessary legwork, right? So could you
Yes, absolutely.
yeah. So could you tell us when is the right time for students to approach us, and what kind of accomplishments do we expect them to have? Do we kickstart the entire process for them, or would you like them to take a course of action before reaching out to us? So I think those information, those details would be very helpful to the students listening to us.
Absolutely. Well, I would say the earlier you start is the better.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of gives us an opportunity to assess your real interest or passion and motivate you or provide you with the opportunity to acquire the right skills or prepare you for any test that you might have to take.
Yeah.
But it
Okay.
doesn't mean that we won't help you if you come to us a bit late. I mean, we really understand that it takes a while for students to figure out what they actually want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you can come to us at any time you wish. And uh, if you come to us with any relevant skills or with some sort of internship that you have already done, that's really great. But you have,
Okay.
if you are coming to us just like that without having any prior experience or skills, then that's fine as well. We'll guide you in the correct path. And if you start early, that's better. But
Okay.
but as I said earlier, you can come to us at any time you wish, and I'm reassuring you that our experts will guide you in the right path. Don't have to worry about it.
Okay, that's really fantastic, and thank you for your I mean insights on the subject. I'm sure this is like one of the areas where we are exceptional and where we see a lot of people being interested too. So thank you
Yes.
so much. And you introduced career mentoring earlier, and that's going to be the next item on our agenda today. So it's one of
Mm-hmm.
the most unique and deeply essential services we do at BrainAura. I mean, career mentoring. And given
Yeah.
the gaping disconnect again between our education systems and the field work, it certainly
Mm-hmm.
sounds like the need of the hour, right? So,
Yes,
what's the
absolutely.
major motivation behind this program? And could you just go over the nuts and the bolts of this program for us?
Sure. Career mentoring, is often perceived as a service that's necessary for the people who are already in the jobs for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
You might have heard about a lot of uh, uh, job coaching centers or career coaching centers, but they only
Yeah.
take the job seekers or who are already working somewhere, and they
Yes.
are looking to change their career path.
Uh-huh.
But we offer this service for the students so they can make an informed choice about their career.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
recommend students to come to BrainAura as early as possible, just like the destination PhD program I was saying earlier,
Yeah.
so that we have ample of time to assess and evaluate. We
Yes.
advise them on the skills, you know, they require to acquire, or provide them with the internship opportunity in their desired field, or make arrangements for training in specific equipment, or any other field, any other specific industrial requirement
Mm-hmm.
that they might have, which could give their CV an edge over other candidates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so that's the main aim of the career mentoring program. I mean, with so many opportunities in front of you, it's easy to get lost, right? So
Yes.
we just want to give them a direction,
Mm-hmm.
and also provide them with the opportunity to acquire skills which will be beneficial for them when they join an industry.
Okay.
So we not necessarily you learn everything during your course, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
because your course curriculum is so packed that you don't have time for any extra thing.
Yes.
So that's the gap we're trying to bridge. And the most important aspects of career mentoring, which people often forget, are parents.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
are BrainAura always include parents in our counseling sessions to make
Okay.
sure all of them are on the same page.
Okay.
And this facility or this service is available for both UG, PG, or the PhD students.
Okay. Okay. That's fantastic. Yeah. So, I mean, that's really fantastic. Like you said, sometimes a course of action could just help and, initiate a lot of great things. So,
Yes, and also the experience from other people. You can learn from other people's experience, right? So that's what we are trying
exactly.
to provide them. You might choose a career path that one other person has already walked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they will be able to give you better insight, like what's right or what's wrong, or what it would look like if you join or if you select a particular path. So that would be a
Absolutely.
lot beneficial. I mean, when we were students, if you could I mean, if we would have got that kind of, training or assistance, we could have done
Exactly.
much better, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
we all miss that at
Absolutely.
some part. Yes, yeah.
I know, yeah.
So
I mean, I cannot
I
speak for everyone, but from where I come from, there is a huge lack of, career advice right in schools.
mm-hmm.
And it's just some
Yes.
kind of, degrees set in stone, and, people
Mm-hmm.
just thrust it down the student's throat right at an young age. But
Yes.
we are not allowed to make informed choices, at least. A lot of us aren't, or even when given a choice, I don't think we're really equipped to make that kind of an important decision. So this is
Yes.
like a gem of a course, and I'm sure it would be helpful to so many students out there.
Really hope so. I really hope that students will come to us for this particular service.
Okay, thank you so much. And that almost brings us to the end of our show today. It was really great talking with you, Aprajita, and it was fantastic having you here.
Thank you so much. It's so much pleasure.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for staying with us. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you find our content helpful, do subscribe to our podcast and do leave suggestions. We are always here to continuously improve and do better. And in our next episode, I'll cover more of our programs in detail. We'll have Aprajita once again to talk about our courses which are aimed at a different target audience. So stay tuned until then. In the meantime, keep an eye out for our website where something is always cooking. It's www.brainaura.com. We are also active on all the popular social media platforms, the big four. We go by the handle at the Brain Aura. So do follow us and take this wonderful ride with our community. Aprajita, would you like to say something to our listeners before we sign off for today?
Well, as I always say, to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already,
Mm-hmm.
and to let us know in the comment section if you want us to talk about any specific topics. Visit our website, as Sukandra said, which is www.brainaura.com, and to subscribe to our newsletters. Thank you for tuning in today, and I really hope to have you all for our next session.
Yeah, wonderful. So thank you once again, everyone.